Hello everyone, welcome to all the new subscribers because I've noticed I've had quite a jump since the last video. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining us here. Looks like we're going to get to 5k a lot sooner than before Christmas. So thank you everybody for sharing and shouting out the video, really appreciate it. So in today's video I'm going to take a bit of a break from the British royals and focus on another royal family's mess. The royals of Monaco. They have been the topic of Arista gossip for as long as I can remember. And despite their dramas, and there have been many, they still enjoyed a pretty respectable status amongst the rich and wealthy due to the prince's wealth and connections. But because of Princess Charlene's unhappy demeanour pretty much from the day she walked down the aisle to marry Prince Albert, and the adulterous behaviour and revolving door of lovers and love child of his, people have always wondered what exactly is going on behind closed doors. But no journalist has gone deep enough to get a full answer. And I'm not claiming to have the full answers either, I'm just going on what we do know and what we're observing in the current moment. Now, Prince Albert got on the Sussex Squad's nerves not too long ago because he did an interview with the BBC, and during that interview they asked him about the situation with Harry and Meghan and the Oprah interview, and he responded by saying that it should never have been put, quote, out in the public sphere like that. Well, no surprises, a guy who has fathered 2 love children that we know of and is being accused of having a third wouldn't want anyone talking about his affairs, even though pretty much everybody is talking about his affairs anyway. But let's go back to when Albert and Charlene were due to get married. So in 2011, there were reports that Charlene had tried to escape the palace before her wedding. At the time, there were rumours that Prince Albert had either fathered a third love child out of wedlock or that he was seeing another woman behind Charlene's back. Charlene reportedly tried to break free 3 times, once seeking refuge at the South African embassy while in France for a dress fitting, then trying to slip away during the Monaco Grand Prix, and finally booking a one-way ticket to her home country, only to be stopped at the airport. Now, the Monaco palace officials vehemently denied these allegations at the time, but France's respected L'Express magazine reported several days before the wedding that Charlene had tried to escape Monaco after learning something troubling about Prince Albert, but was intercepted at Nice airport and persuaded to return to the principality. On her wedding day, as she walked down the aisle and gave her vows, she was seen crying at the wedding, but she claimed that they were tears of joy. What confuses me about this whole thing is if it's true that she was forced, who was forcing her? Why did she not get help even from her own country's embassy? Because this is the kind of situation I can understand happening if, say, Charlene was from an aristo background, kind of like the situation with Diana. She came from one of those aristo circles and in kind of a way was picked for Charles. So it would be very easy for the institution to enclose around her. But in this situation, Charlene was a commoner who had her own life. She was a Commonwealth medal-winning swimmer. Perhaps like many women who marry into these families, she really did not know what she was getting herself into, fell in love with him only to realise it was a nightmare, perhaps got trapped in Stockholm Syndrome, or she could physically not leave, or both. No one seems to know, and she has clearly deteriorated ever since. I find it very troubling that the whole world watched her marry this guy, watched her cry, and no one really stepped in. Other royal women stuck in bad marriages should take note. She's gone from this beautiful, serene woman to someone who looks like a dementor has sucked the life out of her. It is truly sad, and I feel very sorry for her and her children for what these households do to these women. Now fast forward to March 2021. While on a trip to raise awareness about poaching in Southern Africa, Charlene reportedly caught an infection that affected her nose, throat and ears. It's said that she had several procedures including a sinus lift and bone grafting, The condition led to problems with equalizing pressure and prevented her from flying. She missed pre-scheduled events including the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix and couldn't travel back to Monaco. After multiple procedures, she was medically advised to remain in South Africa away from her family, and subsequently she missed the 10th anniversary of her marriage in June. She finally returned to Monaco in November, and then on November 16th, the royal authorities announced that Charlene would be resting and that she had cancelled all of her activities, including those of Monaco's national celebrations, due to ill health, especially deep fatigue. And then it was reported that she would spend her recovery period in a location outside of Monaco. The thing is, if Charlene's marriage to Albert is the root cause of her stress and fatigue, it's likely what's causing her to break down from the inside, and that will destroy your health overall, physically and mentally. It just seems like she needs to get away from this man and away from the palace. This woman seems to have been crying out for help for a long time, and now it looks like they're even trying to use her kids to manipulate her. There have been several articles about the children in the press, including one showing the children holding up signs while standing next to Prince Albert. Now remember, this is the same guy that said that family affairs should not be made public, and here we have the kids being dragged into this. I hope this puts to bed the princess myth once and for all. The smartest ones get the hell away from their castles. Meghan did, Princess Mako of Japan did, and I'm sure more will follow. Life isn't meant to be lived in a cage. Even if that cage is gilded with gold, it's still a cage. Now, there have been some reports of Naomi Campbell's Russian billionaire ex, Vladislav Doronin, allegedly helping her. I have no idea where that story came from. It just popped up. I have a snaky suspicion that maybe Albert's team leaked it to make her look bad. If things are leading to a split, maybe there's an attempt to smear her and make it look like she was in the wrong. And I think it will backfire, because if at all this story is true, I am truly happy for her that someone is helping, and that someone just happens to be a very hot looking billionaire. I think most people would be very happy and support her escaping Albert. And if this is an attempt to make her look bad, it's a very weak one, because no one will judge the trapped princess that left the philandering prince. But again, have no idea how much truth there is to that rumour. Now, it is said that the Grimaldi family bloodline is cursed. Their marriages are a story of death and divorce. Legend has it that in the 13th century, Reina I kidnaps a beautiful Flemish maiden who took her revenge by cursing him and his descendants, which includes the current head of the House of Grimaldi, Prince Albert. Never will a Grimaldi find happiness in marriage, she is supposed to have uttered, while others believe a witch being burnt at the stake said those scathing words. That's all folklore and myth. Believe what you want, but that is the story of the supposed curse. I hope the best for Charlene. I'll keep an eye on this one. I am looking to do more videos on other royals. I think it would be an interesting way for my channel to grow and expand and evolve over time. The main focus will always be Harry and Meghan, of course, but I'm very interested in what goes on in royal households across the world now, because we are entering a very interesting era for royal families. I think there will be a lot more princes and princesses escaping their castles. That's all for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!